An almost skateboard that had 2 balloon dogs on it that were fucking. Essentially, when all aspects of your life co-align, that is balance, you know, such as when your work, family, friends, love life, everything can come into one peaceful rhythm. That's balance to me. Skateboarding taught me balance and discipline in like different ways, because like skateboarding taught me that anything that I start, I need to finish. You know, every battle for every like failure only leads to success. That's a heavy question. I used to actually believe that I didn't matter. For people who don't know me, quick rundown. I would say I'm a Jamaican, born in Jamaica, moved to America when I was 10 years old, originally in Florida, migrated to Atlanta, and picked up skateboarding because I needed to meet people. And I actually saw a Rodney Mullen video on YouTube that got me really stoked on skateboarding. Because honestly, YouTube wasn't that big of a thing when I was living in Jamaica, so.
Yeah, what year was this?
This is 2010.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure it was a big thing in America, but in Jamaica it just wasn't, for me at least. But when I came here, saw those videos, got really stoked on it, started skating, and then just got a passion for community, because, you know, just the Jamaican culture in me, one love is a big thing, and community and unity. So that's how, whenever I got known in skateboarding, I started a nonprofit and all this other stuff that held contests around the area and whatnot. But right now on the board is all about teaching skateboarding and helping the youth get to that next level and influencing the youth in the right way, which I love, and it's been a really great passion of mine, and it's been like it's bringing a new life to me, honestly, every single day.
Skating can be loud or quiet, depending on how we use it. What kind of space is it for you now?
I would say skateboarding is my loud space right now, just because, and it's funny to say that, because I have two vices in terms of being able to like release, and that's skateboarding and music. And my music's very loud, but my skateboarding, I would call that my quiet place, and my skateboarding is my loud place, because when I'm on my board, I feel like I can just explode. I can do anything that I want to. Like, I'm very blessed to be at the level that I'm at right now, skill-wise, to where I feel like pretty comfortable on my board all around.
So can you tell me about your first board, how you got it, and tell me about your setup now?
That's an interesting story, and you guys caught me with a good setup now. But for my first board, my Aunt Hillary, which is my mother's sister, took me when I first moved to America to BC Skate Shop in Florida. And we got a board, an almost skateboard that had 2 balloon dogs on it that were fucking. I didn't know at the time, because I was just a kid, I just thought it was 2 balloon dogs, but like, the more we looked at the board, we were like, oh. That's how it started, and then I fell in love with it, learned everything on that board until it broke. I remember it broke because we found a dresser in our neighborhood that I tried to board slide like as a ledge, and I snapped it on the dresser because I was just like ollieing too high for the dresser at the time, you know? And yeah, that was the end of the first board. But my setup now is a Skate ATL board that you guys can order at skateatl.com. But yeah, no, I designed this board myself. This is a graphic that was drawn by me and everything. This graphic is special to me. It's a fine arts kind of graphic. And I was gonna say you guys caught me with a good setup, because usually I have terrible trucks and terrible wheels and bearings, but I gifted myself this year. So typically is the like worst setup you could ever have. Like people usually step on my board and they're like, this is what you skate on? But yeah, I usually have blown out bushings, no pivot cup, axles grinded to the kingpin. Any truck companies out there or wheel companies want to sponsor me, DM me. Balance to me is this term that I came across called ikigai, which is a tattoo I have on my back. Essentially, when all aspects of your life co-align, that is balance, you know, such as when your work, family, friends, love life, everything can come into one peaceful rhythm. That's balance to me. Skateboarding taught me balance and discipline in like different ways in terms of like just commitment. Cause like skateboarding taught me that anything that I start, I need to finish. And that like, you know, every battle for every, like failure only leads to success. That you can't take failures like as complete losses. You know, you have to learn from every single failure you have, so. Yes, I would say yes and no in ways. Skateboarding definitely helped me stay physically active and just mentally active so that I'm not sitting in my house thinking about drinking alcohol or just doing anything wrong. But I will also say no in ways because I've found this new love for music, and that's helped me almost more than skateboarding recently. Just because I can let my, you know, skateboarders, it's hard to express our emotion via tricks, but sometimes, but it's a lot easier when you're a musician and you can just lyrically put it out there.
Where are you putting your music out at?
All platforms, yeah. Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, iHeartRadio. There's this skate spot called ACS in Sandy Springs, and it's literally a bank, ledge. There's 2 ledges there, a bank, curbs, all that good stuff, but it's like a little parking garage that we can go to. It's been there forever, and it's a pretty famous skate spot to like most local Atlanta dudes. But yeah, I like to go to ACS a lot. And we're building an indoor skate facility now with Skate ATL. So yeah, like that will be the new spot for sure. Depending on when this interview comes out, March 7th is when we're planning to open up in Atlanta. So yeah, 100% designed by us for people like us. You know, all are welcome. That's never too late or early to start, for sure. Yeah, like some of my students at Skate ATL are, they can be 2 years old. And then I've taught somebody who's 60 years old. So yeah, I think that if you want to start skateboarding, this is a beautiful thing to keep you active, keep you young mentally, physically, and just keep you hyped on life in general. Like I think skateboarding's taught me so many lessons also in terms of just life, the way I think, my psychology. Yeah, I think it's a great thing to pick up.
Whoever's taking lessons at 60, that's incredible.
Yeah, they know who they are for sure. Definitely Skate 3. Yeah, definitely Skate 3. Yeah, I played Skate 3 because I went through a gnarly injury at like a really important part of my skate career, but I fractured my ankle and I picked up filming for a while and I became like the filmer of the group. But Skate 3 helped me, like at least when I'm home and recovering or icing or doing physical therapy, I can still feel like I'm skateboarding. So plenty of like binging Skate 3 nights for sure. Yeah. You haven't played Skate 3? I
guess I need to check it out.
No, yeah, definitely, dude. Skate 3 is awesome. The new Skate, I think, is like, it's cool, like the controls are cool, but the graphics are very like cartoonish. You know, most of the skate games are very like, you know, gutter, grunge, like, you know, it's raw, it's street, it's skateboarding. But the new skate game seems like It looks like a cartoon. It looks like Fortnite. Yeah, it literally looks like Fortnite. Flow state for me with skateboarding would probably be like in contest scenarios. Like I competed a lot like in my teenage years, and usually when I'm in a contest I can like lock into this mode where I'm almost blacking out and I'm just consistently landing all my stuff. I'm like in this rhythm of like my line. People who are dropping in, nothing like is distracting me or bothering me. Like if someone's dropping in next to me, I'm not overthinking it, not nothing. It's almost like I find peace in the chaos of the contest scenarios. And I say chaos because I don't know if you've ever been to a Tampa Am or Dam Am or any of these, but like hundreds of skaters are just flying past each other, like, yeah, doing the gnarliest tricks. So like, but I loved it. I love that energy and I love being in those scenarios. So that was my biggest point of flow state for sure in skateboarding. Every day, for sure. Every day, for sure. I have to control myself and my time a lot, the same way that I have to control my board when I'm doing tricks and everything. So, and I have to stay committed to a lot of my obligations or things that I like say that I'm gonna do, because I'm 100% just living off of my passions, thank God, you know? So, but doing that, I can get overbooked at times and I need to keep my schedule like correct. So definitely skateboarding has taught me how to be a very organized and like more put together individual, just through, you know, learning tricks, failing tricks, video parts, all that good stuff. That's a heavy question. What I used to believe about myself that I don't believe anymore. I used to actually believe that I didn't matter. I would say that. I used to think that like, oh, if I disappeared or whatever, that it wouldn't affect anything, like, oh, everyone will be okay. But nowadays, like I tested the theory. I like separated myself from a lot of people and a lot of obligations I had, and I saw that they reached out, and that people do care about me and love me and are definitely are there and are in my corner. So that, thankfully, to the people around me, I've learned that like I do matter to this life and like I need to be here. I have a purpose and stuff.
That's awesome. You are seen and you are loved, and that's for everybody. So that actually transitions really well into my very last question. If there's someone out there and they're watching this and they're skating passionately, but they're quietly struggling, what would you want them to know?
That every day is a war, every day is a battle, but keep pushing through it and just keep yourself active, keep yourself distracted in positive ways, you know, that's the best way to do it. If you're laying in your bed and you feel depressed and you feel like you need to do that substance or do that vice, that's the easy way out, you know? You need to take depression and anxiety as motivation to fix whatever is making you depressed or anxious, you know what I'm saying? That's how I view it. And, you know, I struggle still to this day, but like I said, every day is a battle, every day is a war, and, you know, as long as you can keep getting your accomplishments done and keep meeting your goals, you will be okay. Turn your depression into motivation.
What I was struggling with was just a very regular use of alcohol. So when it becomes part of your daily routine and you spend hours doing it,
yes,
you have to replace it with something that also takes hours of your day.
Right.
You gotta kind of replace that time and pick up a new habit.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up a new habit.
Every passion that I've gotten, it started from skateboarding, but all these passions that grew, clothing, music, whatever, I try to do them to its fullest. I'm really excited about the skate park that we are building, the Skate ATL, the Skate Academy in Atlanta. And I hope that anyone and everyone who's watching this gets a chance to come out and skate it and see what we designed for the city, and maybe even join one of our camps. We're going to be the next Woodward, I would say. Like, that's my goal. So yeah, we're gonna try to keep pushing positivity into these youth and see them grow into great adults and skaters in the future. Wow. Oh, thank you, bro. Yeah, dude.